I'm currently working on 2 different website design projects, and it took me weeks, maybe a little more than that even, to find the right teams. In total, I interviewed more than 20 UX and UI designers, and in this video, I'm going to share what I learned throughout that process. Number 1 is hiring designers is a very tedious process, and it is definitely not the best use of a marketer's time. One of the biggest stressors for any marketer is the increasing number of content formats and platforms that we need to create for, and hiring the right people with the right skills for each of those platforms and formats is definitely a very, very tiring thing. It's also very difficult. I don't know if you realize, but finding the right designer is a very difficult thing on its own. And to be honest, I've spent more time than I'd like to admit on the hiring process and finding the talent versus the actual preparation for the brief, putting together the brand assets, putting together what I want to see, and actually contributing to the creative production process. So thankfully, there are some solutions that take away the hassle of hiring the designers and managing that whole production process and make the marketing design a breeze. Let's take a moment to talk about Superside, the sponsor of this portion of the video. Testing. Marketers around the world, I come with good news today. What if I said there is a way to get your design and creative needs without any hassle? Sounds too good to be true, right? Hey, you might want to just wipe that drool off your face first. Okay, good. Superside solves this big pain point. They are a creative subscription service that gets you creative results at scale. Okay, you got my attention. Tell me more. You get access to a dedicated creative team that consists of top 1% of creative talent around the world. But I'll still be chasing after them and begging to get the work done, right? Nope. You don't have to worry about running after designers or missing deadlines anymore. And how do we communicate with the team and send files? They have a dashboard for that. Communication, management, and document organization happens in one single place, and you don't have to worry a bit. This alone saves you from the hassle of going back and forth between multiple tools to manage your relationship with a design team. Now talk to me about speed. Start a design project in under 30 minutes at any time during the day. One-stop shop to get your creative production needs. Add the input, receive great design. I don't know about you, but this sounds like a dream come true to me. If you want to learn more about Superside, check out the additional resources and links in the description and comment section below. Okay, now let's get back to the video. The second thing I learned throughout this process is how to choose the right designer for the right job. And here I'm gonna take a peek at my notes here and just give you some suggestions on what to pay attention to as you have those calls or interviews with designers. And obviously these are going to change a little bit depending on the job that you are looking to get done. Number 1 is what are the questions they ask. Here I paid attention to whether or not they are aware of like marketing goals of the website, whether they cared about the marketing goals, whether they had any information or experience with designing a conversion funnel. Secondly, obviously looking at the portfolio and specifically paying attention to the similarities between the previous work that they've held, the industries. I don't know, would they get like the ethos of your brand and that type of thing? And then number 3 is how you find the talent or method of sourcing the talent. So when I was looking for designers, I asked for referrals. I think I put a job post as well somewhere. We did a tweet announcement. I posted in other Discord communities and sent some DMs to friends and stuff like that. So I think the method of sourcing the talent is also important and also sometimes makes it very, very difficult or long. These were the methods of sourcing the talent, but I think if you get to find someone through a referral, you can just get a better feeling of the quality of their work, and just like getting a referral it just makes it so much easier. Anyway, next is, do they understand your industry? If they do, the conversation is going to move so much faster because you don't have to onboard them regarding like the terminology and the details and the ethos of your industry. And then something else I paid attention to is the workflow and the terms they use, and if they onboarded me with like their working process, because I hadn't worked with a UX designer from beginning to end before, and I needed to have a walkthrough of what that process would look like for me, where I would get involved and whatnot. So it's kind of like the question is, I guess, that whether the designer kind of educates you a little bit on what the process is going to look like and just gives you a heads up on what's coming up for you. And then something else I pay attention to, and this is for any talent that I work with, not just designers, is good communication skills. And if they can keep me informed, they can keep me updated on the progress, or do they kind of turn silent for weeks on and I would just wait in agony here? How frequently do they give me updates, and how frequently do I need to be involved in the work? And then also one more thing, when I was doing some research when hiring, or in the process of hiring, something else that some resources suggested to look at is whether they just have a design eye or they are also a problem solver. And in this case, specifically for UX UI designers, that's something that I should look at. So I don't know, just like tips for you if you ever end up hiring a UX UI designer for a website makeover or website design. Third thing I learned is to have your brand assets ready. This is not something this is partially something I did, but partially I could have done better. But we went through this story with the team once hired, shared all the visuals with them, all the logo files, vision, the language style, etc. But I felt that when we were doing that, the information that I had from my side was a little bit scattered, which I am sure contributes to the pace of things moving forward. So if I was to do this process all over again, then I would definitely have everything ready in a folder, like in a drive folder that I could make public and available for the design team to work on or collaborate with me and stuff like that. So I think that system that you use in terms of, I guess, filing your information about the brand is important. Next thing, number 4, is making a CRM of the contacts you meet during the hiring process. And I can assure you, and I know for me as well in the future, this is going to come very handy when I need those services again. Sometimes there were cases where I talked with people, but they were more so focused on like social media content, or I came across some designer profiles that actually work on social media material versus website. And I did not need this at this point in the time, but I know that I could potentially need those people or need that talent in the future. So when I was in that research process or hiring process, I was taking notes of people's information. And if I did an interview and things didn't go well with them, I would write some notes. And just in case, like if I wanted to reach out to them in the future again, this is just going to make my life easier. And the final thing I learned throughout this process is that if you're able to find the right team or the design service, hold on for dear life, because it is so difficult to find the right person, the right team, or the service to work with you on your projects. And instead of, wasting all that time once again to do that research, the interviews, that hassle, just keep them very close to you. And with that said, that's a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you took something away from this video. If you did, you know what to do, but I will just go ahead and repeat it once again. Like, subscribe, and comment below so I know what you took away from this video, or if you had a similar process, or if you had a similar challenge, or what you think about Superside. Let me know all about that in the comments below. And thank you so much once again. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye bye.